So who's a fan of the Chanel Les Eaux, the Chanel collection of fragrances? Well, they just launched number 5 in the series of fragrances. It's called Paris Edinburgh, this one right here. And this one I'm actually really enjoying as a great fragrance in this collection. Definitely leans masculine, unlike the other ones, which actually all are unisex. A few of them definitely lean on the feminine side. This particular one is the most masculine in the collection, and I think it's a really masculine offering from Chanel as an overall, fragrance house. So today I'm going to review Paris Edinburgh for you. Plus I'm going to rank all 5 Chanel Les Eaux, the Chanel collection fragrances for you, from my least favorite to my most favorite, and one of them I don't like at all. So if you want to find out about Paris Edinburgh and how I rank the Les Eaux, the Chanel collection of fragrances, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. Yes, today I'm talking about Paris Edinburgh, a new launch from the House of Chanel in their Les Eaux de Chanel collection of fragrances. Initially, they launched 3 fragrances. They launched one last year, my least favorite. In fact, I can't stand it. It's probably my worst Chanel fragrance purchase ever. It just doesn't work for me whatsoever. But finally, this year, 2021, we have Paris Edinburgh, and I'm really, really enjoying this particular fragrance. Now, personally, what I would think, though, this actually leans so masculine to me. I think anyone who's into Chanel as a house of fragrances, I'm talking about mostly women, might consider this overly masculine. Either way though, I'll let you know all about Paris Edinburgh and also let you know my ranking of the entire Les Eaux collection of fragrances. But before I get to them, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you still haven't subscribed, please do click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. So how many of you are fans of Chanel as a house for fragrances? How many of you like or enjoy the Les Eaux, the Chanel collection of fragrances? These are actually fragrances inspired by Coco Chanel's favorite destinations. We have Chanel Paris Biarritz, we have Chanel Paris Deauville, we have Chanel Paris Venice, we have Chanel Paris Riviera, and then now we have the Paris Edinburgh. So 5 different destinations that she apparently loves, and the fragrances are all inspired by travel to these destinations, and these are the Les Eaux collections water. So basically they're eau de toilette, so they're lighter experiences, and for folks that don't like really intense fragrances. Although do Chanel fragrances get really intense? Whatever you think about them, I think these definitely do wear light, but the notes they use does not necessarily mean that they're going to wear very, very light. Like this one, even though it's a light experience, it's not heavy. The oils are less than like eau de parfum or extrait, pure perfume concentration. The notes in here are definitely more dense, more heavy. So if you don't like woody fragrances, I think this might not work for you. There's citruses here, there's also powdery ones, there's warm ambery ones in the collection, but they all wear kind of light. Just the fact that some notes are heavy notes, and even though there are light interpretations of those fragrances, you might think that they're still heavy kind of thing. So this is Paris Edinburgh from Chanel, from the Les Eaux de Chanel collection 2021 launch. 125 ml bottle for $130. It's an eau de toilette concentration. The perfumer here is Olivier Polge. Now he's created all 5 of the fragrances in this collection, and Olivier Polge is the in-house perfumer. He replaced his father, who used to be the in-house perfumer at Chanel. So keep it in the family, I guess, right? So this features notes of juniper berry, cypress, vetiver, and these are the only notes that Chanel credits on their website. And when I was testing this one out, I started experiencing lots of aromatic touches. I do get some light notes of, not even light, I get some prominent notes of geranium and lavender in here. So it definitely has that kind of a presence, an aromatic herbal kind of a experience here. And this is now, it kind of reminds me like a version of like fragrance nearing the style of fougere, like a barbershop-y style, because of these notes and the experience I get. But for me, I also get some green citruses in here, perhaps some bergamot, because there is definitely a citrusy touch. I do get it here. It's not all woods. and aromatics. But I also, I get some lemon as well. So there's definitely a citrusy touch in here, and I think it's well blended because we're experiencing or dealing with a fragrance called Les Eaux. And even though Chanel's not crediting any lemony or, citrus bergamot type touches, it starts off very citrusy, but, all the notes come in. The experience is lots of juniper berries, lots of vetiver, and lots of cypress. So it does get dense and heavy and woody and very, very earthy here, but there are definitely green touches. I think the green touches are coming from the cypress note and perhaps the geranium and maybe a little bit of the lavender in here as well. But the vetiver is a smoky kind of vetiver. It's dark and definitely earthy. You do experience the smokiness, but it's not as smoky as something like Chanel's Sycamore, which for me is more dark. Since this has the aromatics and the juniper berry, I get more of a lighter experience in contrast with the smokiness of the vetiver, the earthy vetiver. But it hints at barbershop-y style of fragrances, but more of a dense, woody kind rather than fully going into that direction of reminding you of a barbershop fougere style of fragrance. But it hints at it all along the same time as you're experiencing the vetiver and the cypress with the juniper berry. I think it's a pretty darn good release. I really like the way it smells. The only sad thing about it is it's Les Eaux. It doesn't have great performance, so it's a light. It's a light wear, and I don't get the best longevity with this. So I'm talking about longevity, which I normally don't do, but because I'm getting less longevity than moderate from other fragrances, I'm gonna bring that up unless it's like overly intense, which this definitely is not, and then I'll bring it up at that time too. But I just didn't get the best longevity with this. In fact, the whole entire collection wears very light. It doesn't have great performance, and I thought since this was a lot denser, you can definitely experience the density of the fragrance notes when you're wearing it. It just didn't have the best longevity for me, which was a sad part, but it is called Les Eaux. You're dealing with water. It's a watery experience, and it's an eau de toilette fragrance, so all that has to come into consideration. But if you're one that likes to buy fragrances that have major longevity, this might not do it for you. But as a smell, I think it smells fantastic. I really do enjoy this one. It is right there, up there with my two other favorites. In fact, it's tied with number 2, but I'm gonna list this as a number 3 in this collection. But solid. And again, one more thing I should say here with this one, I don't have too much to say about it. The fact that it smells great, you do experience a lot of the woods. There's green touches here, there's earthy touches, smoky touches, and lots of aromatics with citruses. But I want to say this definitely does lean masculine. More masculine than the other fragrances in this collection. In fact, as I said, the collection is definitely unisex, but there are offerings in this collection that definitely lean feminine. So on the other hand, this is the most masculine leaning fragrance in this collection, and I also find that this is a very masculine offering overall in Chanel fragrances. For me, Chanel as a house does have a feminine leaning experience, but this to me has a masculine leaning experience just because of the notes they're using in here. There's no flowers at all. I'm not getting much floral touches, but definitely lots of woods and earthy green touches. So I really enjoy it. The only sad part about it is the performance, but it is called Les Eaux after all. So that is Paris Edinburgh from the Les Eaux, the Chanel collection from Chanel. Now on to the ranking. I've got 5 fragrances here from the Les Eaux collection from Chanel. There's 5 in the collection. 3 came out 3 years ago, I believe. 1 came out last year. It could have been 2 years ago, but 1 came out last year, and then the latest one is Paris Edinburgh, which is from this year. But last year's release, Paris Riviera, happens to be at number 5, my least favorite of the bunch. In fact, I got it blind during the pandemic. I hated it so much, I just put it away. It really doesn't work for me. I mean, it might work for some people, but for me, it's a very flat experience. None of the notes jump out at me, and I feel like everything is blended equally, so you're not really smelling like, okay, the citruses stand out. Oh, okay, the flowers stand out. No, they just blend so closely to one another, and it just smells like a mushy kind of notes that really don't jump out at you kind of thing. So you're wearing fragrance that you're not really distinguishing the different notes. That's the sad part about this one. That's why I never really talked about it, and as you can see, I hardly wore it. I bought it last year during the pandemic. It was a complete disappointment and probably the worst Chanel fragrance I've bought and one of the worst blind buys. it just didn't work for me. But if you like the idea, I'll let you know what's in here. As notes go, Sicilian Orange, Neroli is what they credit on the website for Chanel. But I do get some light bergamotti touches, and there's some light woods and resins in here as well. So it comes off powdery and floral, and it's citrusy. It's fresh, but there are like warm touches as the fragrance is developing on you, and you know, you're experiencing the ambery touches, and that's when the fragrance warms up. But it's all fresh up top. And again, this one does not work for me whatsoever. It's a disappointment, and I wanted to like it, but I just can't get into it. Now, the next one I'm going to talk to you about is Paris Venise from the initial collection, and I do enjoy this one, but it used to be my third favorite because initially there was only 3. Now it's kind of, you know, moved down to 4 because Paris Edinburgh has launched, and I'm enjoying that as a smell much better. I don't know how the Paris Riviera performs because I didn't really test it out. I just don't care for the smell. But Paris Venise has better performance out of all of them because it has these resinous ambery notes, because it's got vanilla. But this one slipped. I used to like it a little more, but now that Paris Edinburgh is out, I really do like that one. This one did slip, but still, I got tired of this one as well. Not only because I enjoy Paris Edinburgh a lot more. It just got boring for me. This one actually also, out of the collection, does lean feminine, even though all of these fragrances are unisex targeted. For me, it leans feminine. I'm just letting you guys know this. Doesn't matter for me, but I'm being honest about it. But this features notes of neroli, vanilla, tonka beans, but it's ultra powdery, so I do get iris here, violet as well, because violets and iris do go powdery. And I'm mentioning these to you. There is a light lipsticky touch here that I'm getting from this particular fragrance, even though it's kind of like a contrast of warm notes and fresh notes, because these are all supposed to be fresh takes on fragrances. There is a kind of a warm experience here, and also that lipsticky touch. It's light, but I do get the lipsticky touch here. I think there's also lots of musk in here, and there's some benzoin and perhaps bergamot once again. But it's a warm take on a fresh fragrance, and it does get warm as you're wearing it, of course. You might like it. It's number 4 here, Paris Venise. Check it out if you don't know it. If you like light fragrances, I think this collection is perfect for folks that don't like heavy fragrances that wear light. But I think overall the whole entire collection's performance is lacking for me. Of course, number 3 is Paris Edinburgh, and I've just spoke to you about it as a review. And again, it's a great scent. This is kind of neck and neck with number 2 favorite in this collection. Number 2 does lean a little feminine, but I really like it. It's a chypre style. This is definitely earthy, woody style. And check it out if you like vetiver, smoky, earthy, woody, green, aromatic, all that come to mind with this one. I think it's a really, really great release. I'm happy that came out. I just wish the performance was a little better, sadly. At number 2, we've got Paris Deauville, this one right here. And this is a chypre style. This one actually does have classic touches, and every time I smell fragrances like this that have classic touches, it brings to mind that Chanel is a very classic perfume house. They do have a lot of classic smelling fragrances, of course, and this one has those classic touches, but it's a fresh take on a chypre is what this one is all about, and I quite like that about it, and that's why it's at number 2. And it's actually neck and neck with Edinburgh, Paris Edinburgh. I think both of them are really, really great, but I think I kind of prefer this one a little more because the collection's supposed to be fresh, and I like the freshness here. I don't get a lot of freshness from Paris Edinburgh because it's got those deep, earthy, woody notes in there, so it doesn't wear fresh, you know? But I like the smell, don't get me wrong. Paris Deauville features notes of basil and mandarin orange. This is what is credited on the Chanel website. With me, for this one, I get patchouli, I get oak moss, I get woods, I get green notes or green touches, and some white flowers. So those all do come in for me. They don't credit it. And it's a chypre after all. Chypre style is known for having oak moss and patchouli in the base, and of course some bergamot as well, so definitely get all these notes coming in here. It's really, really great. If you like the idea of a chypre fragrance, but you like it to be fresh, Deauville, Paris Deauville is one for you to try. Definitely try this one. I think it's a great fragrance. And all of them are, I think, meant to be warm worn freshly or as fresh fragrances, but of course some of them definitely have the more deeper notes, as I was saying. So the last but not least, my favorite out of the whole entire collection is Paris Biarritz, the freshest of them all, the greenest of them all. And it's my number one favorite. I just love the way this one smells because it's just fresh and green, and it's perfect for summer. We're heading into summer very soon, and I think this will be perfect. And you know, it is unisex, and it very, very lightly leans feminine. So it makes sense. Chanel, I find a lot of fragrances do lean a little on the feminine side, if not all of their fragrances. But there are the masculine offerings, as I said. Paris Edinburgh is very masculine to me out of the whole entire collection. Biarritz is known for mandarin orange and lily of the valley. That's the notes that Chanel credits. Lily of the valley, whenever you see that note, it's a flower, it's a white flower. Fragrances will lean green, so this is definitely a green leaning fragrance. But I do also get light woods here, green touches or green notes. Bergamot, lemons, grapefruit. So it's an overdose of fresh, sparkly citruses, green experience. So it's musky, clean, not necessarily going into the soapy side, maybe perhaps getting close to it, but what you're experiencing is lots of citruses, fresh citruses, floral touches, green woods, and musk. I love it. It's a great fragrance. It wears perfect, and once again, the longevity of these fragrances is very, very moderate, and it's a little below moderate as well. So that's the disappointing part about these fragrances. But as smells, I think some of them are really great smelling. And I think I'm disappointed with Paris Riviera. I just did not do it for me. Perhaps if I enjoyed it, I would have worn it a little more to test it out. But I'm really enjoying the three at the top. I think they're all great scents. If you don't care about performance, and I mean some of you really do care about it because you only have 1 or 2 or 3 fragrances to wear and you want to make sure you get the most out of it. But those of you that have huge collections and rotate through fragrances over and over again might really dig these if you're looking for some great fresh fragrances to wear. Of course, Paris Edinburgh is not that fresh. Even though it acts fresh, it's very deep woody notes, but the other 2 are definitely very, very fresh. Anyway, those are my thoughts on this entire collection and my review for Paris Edinburgh from the Chanel Les Eaux, the Chanel collection of fragrances. Let me know what your thoughts are on this new one, Paris Edinburgh. Have you tried it? Do you enjoy this collection? Perhaps you don't like it and you hate the fact that they don't perform very well. Let me know. Put some comments down so I can find out. And if you have a favorite of this line, let me know. And if you have all 5 or you know of them, how would you rank this list? Put a comment down so I can find out. Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching today's review on Chanel Paris Edinburgh. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.